treaty is very young. And when you are young, you have to grow up. And now I think it's growing up. And it needs to have support of the countries.
The Benefit Sharing Fund is not a regular research project, nor not your regular development aid project. This is really in recognition of farmers' contribution on plant genetic resources for food security. I think the aspect of farmers benefiting is not farmers working alone. So, and it's really important to have a comprehensive and systems approach where different institutions work together, cooperate to have results that really would have impact. So this means bringing together research organizations, farmers organizations, NGOs, governments, international research organizations.
There are many funding mechanisms whose focus is also on climate change and food security. But this one is focused on, it should focus more on plant genetic resources for food and agriculture. Because even in most of the projects in countries, by JEF and by UNDP, they are all on biodiversity, but the component on agrobiodiversity or your plant genetic resources is not taken care of. That's the problem with biodiversity. So this one is really focusing on plant genetic resources for food and agriculture, and we really know that PGRFA is a component of a sustainable agriculture.
The Benefit Sharing Fund is a very important part of the treaty, and it's really helping farmers adapt to climate change and contributing to global food security in a very practical way. It's important to recognise that the huge diversity within all of the major food crops presents part of the solution to climate change and food security at a global level. And the treaty and the Benefit Sharing Fund are contributing to this in a very practical way. We're supporting projects which are innovative in ways and about sharing knowledge and information as well as the genetic resources. So farmers in one area can learn from farmers in another area. And that's a very practical example of benefit sharing through cooperation.
The Benefit Sharing Fund is really intended for farmers in developing countries and countries with economies in transition, and I think it has to be continued. Is to make operational the Article 13 of the treaty, which is on benefit sharing of the materials from the MLS. Okay, and it specifically stipulated there that the benefit should go to the farmers directly or indirectly to the farmers from developing countries and countries with economies in transition. And I think those should also be looked into greatly. So the outcome of the projects should benefit really the farmers.
This is mainly for farmers. And farmers is genetic research and integrate to climate change farmers. Poor farms, poor regions and communities.
It's the farmers and farming communities themselves that were benefiting from projects.
This is a fund that is recognizing farmers' contribution, and therefore always concretely asking what are the benefits of farmers, men and women farmers, as well farming communities and indigenous peoples communities.
It also incorporated capacity building of the farmers, and that is one of the benefits that farmers and farming communities can get out of the projects that we have evaluated. Because I think the farmers will also be benefited because there is now this growing recognition of their role in the management and conservation of the plant genetic resources.
It is important that these projects go to the farmers that are the key stakeholders, the key actors in the conservation and use of and sustainable use of plant genetic resources, and they are very menaced today with all the changes that are happening.
It's feasible to get some impacts and to help these farmers, poor farmers.
If we work hard with a well-designed, with a solid scientific basis, with a solid integration of the farmers, we can see the impacts in the next 2 years, perhaps, when the project finishes.